Well, Haken, a band arguably at the forefront of the progressive metal movement in the UK, have cemented their reputation even further by releasing this wonderful live album. Well, this and some other prog goodies will be examined in this video. Let's get into it, shall we? Welcome classic rock fans to this very prog themed video. Today we're going to look at Haken's Live Forms album and the reissue of the 8th studio album by Spock Beard, which is Octane, which has just come out on double vinyl. I think this is the first time it's been released on vinyl. The purchasing links for these items will be just below this video if you want to go and check them out. And while you've got a moment or two, please do click like, subscribe and check that notification bell. It makes all the difference to this channel. And check some of the links below this video for ways you can support the sterling work done at Classic Album Review. Become a Patron, why not? We're forming a nice classic rock community over there. It's been about 19 years since Haken first drifted across my radar. And this is a band that I managed to avoid at the HRH PROG festival quite a few years ago in Rotherham. I think it was Rotherham, where I actually arrived too late to see their set. But since their inception, there's been 7 studio albums, I believe, 2 EPs and 1 live album, which is a pretty impressive spattering for a band that continues to grow and, more importantly, continues to grow its audience. First time I listened to Haken, it was one of my patrons suggested I hear a specific album, which I listened to and then went out and bought this one. This rather interesting, beautiful artwork, by the way. So it doubly interested me when this album is performed in its entirety live in Kentish Town, which is the basis for this new live album. This is available as a 3 CD set and Blu-ray and of course vinyl, as it sees the band playing in their hometown, shall we say, and welcomed with hearty cheers and spilt beers as they regale them with a slew of Haken classics. As I said, this album sees the band performing the Fauna album in its entirety. And it starts with that hypnotic guitar phrasing and brutal ball-shuddering chorus. A doff the cap has to go to Richard Henschel and Charlie Griffiths for the quality of the riffage on this album, as well as Ross Jennings for his most excellent vocal performance. And it is absolutely beautifully recorded, I must say. The band sound absolutely exquisite. I've only listened to the sort of high-resolution MP3 files at the moment, but I must admit I'm growing rather fond of them and certainly look forward to giving this vinyl a spin, as I once more find myself in the mood for a collection of anthropomorphic numbers, thrashed out before a North London audience. Anyway, let's unwrap this item and take a closer look, shall we? So here is the vinyl with its beautifully fauna-inspired artwork, which opens up like this. So the track listing is: side 1 is The Last Lullaby, Taurus and Nightingale. Side 2 is The Alphabet of Me, Sempiternal Beings. Side 3 is Beneath the White Rainbow, Island in the Clouds and Love Bite. And side 4 is Elephants Never Forget and Eyes of Ebony. There's the actual sticker, goes on the front. And the vinyl itself, I think it's nice 180 gram vinyl. It certainly weighs like a huge slab of something. And it's in polylined, black polylined sleeves, which are my favourite, to be honest with you. And disc 2. Or disc 1, I should say. And as well as the vinyl, we also get this lovely insert as well, very Jungle Book themed. Live in London. So there we are, that's Haken Live Forms. It's available on CD and Blu-ray, as well as vinyl. As I've said, there's a purchasing link just below. The next album I want to talk about is Spock Beard and Octane. This is their 8th studio album and it's available for the first time on vinyl. This is a follow-on from Light, which was released in 2004. This album comprises of a conceptual piece which is absolutely fascinating, which deals with a man in a car crash, and it deals with that microcosm moment just before death where everything flashes before his eyes from his early family Christmases to sporting events to his marriage to the birth of his first child. And they deal with these microcosmic flashes at the moment of impact, which are extended out in true prog fashion to fill two sides of vinyl. And it ends befittingly with letting go of the beauty of it all as his soul leaves his body. This is actually based on a true story. I think the guy survived the crash, by the way. I hope so anyway. I'd love to ask him, was he listening to Detroit Rock City at the time? Anyway, this is Octane, and as I said, it's the first time on vinyl, and the purchasing links are just below. Let's get the cellophane off and take a closer look at it, shall we? So there's the label of the actual record itself, and here is the vinyl itself. Beautiful reproduction of the artwork. Opens up as such. That's the rear. And the tracks are, of course, Flash Before My Eyes Part 1, the Ballet of Impact, Prelude to the Past, The Ultimate Quiet, A Blizzard of My Memories, Wouldn't Let It Go, Surfing Down the Avalanche, She Is Everything, Strange, What You Remember, Words of Forever. Flash Before My Eyes Part 2 is on side 2, Climbing Up the Hill, Letting Go, The Beauty of It All, If I Could Paint a Picture Into the Great Unknowable, NWC, There Was a Time. Side 3, The Planet's Hum, Watching the Tide As Long As We Ride, and side 4 is bonus tracks, When She's Gone, Follow Me to Sleep, Game Face, Broken Promised Land, and Listening to the Sky. And the vinyl is in, once more, black polyline sleeves. Things are looking up. Wonderful label there, I think, very appropriate. And here is the insert that goes with this album. Anyway, there we have it. Two wonderful slabs of prog vinyl. Let me know what you think of these albums. Let me know if you intend to buy them. There are purchasing links just below, as I've said. And I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll leave you with my closing salvo, which is, hope you're well, staying safe, and of course that you keep listening.